Good morning, friends. I just realized when I did the video this week, I forgot to do an introduction. This video is a little bit different. I have a friend of mine, Rebecca, who is doing a beading project for us this week. As I've told you, I want to get other crafts involved besides just what I do. And so she was gracious enough to help me with a video this week on a little project. And I will give a warning to anyone who's offended by what some people consider objective language. There's 2 or 3 little things that got slipped in there, but nothing big. So ignore it. She is my senior and like a big sister, and so no, I'm not going to correct that. And there is one area where she's looking for something on her phone, and please forgive me, but my editing skills, I have not figured out how to make something go by at like double speed in the middle of a video. So I'm working on that, and then when I figure it out, I'll fix it. So you may want to, when we get to that point, you'll be able to see easily when we get to the place where she finds the image she's looking for. But if you want to fast forward through that, you're welcome to. Thanks a bunch, folks. Y'all have a fabulous Mayday Monday, and I appreciate y'all very much. Bye-bye.
This is our finished product. These are eyeglass holders. We start with a basic beading wire. This is 45 millimeter flexible beading wire, probably 19 flexible wire. It's not being very cooperative right now, but that's our beading wire. Again, a little over 2 feet. I'd start with 30 inches because you can make it as short as you want. You'll have 2 small crimp beads, 2 jump rings, 2 lobster clasps, and 2 eyeglass holders. Beads, I've used a size 8. Whatever color you choose, there's hundreds of colors to choose from. And we're using black, white, and red. You'll want 2 pairs of pliers, just little straight nose pliers, a cutter, diagonal cutter, and for putting on the crimp beads, I use a crimper, this tool that's specially for crimping. Start by putting on your first little jump ring with your crimp bead, and you see it's how it crimps. You put your wire through the crimp bead, put your jump ring on, put your wire back through the crimp bead, and crimp your bead on. Make sure you have a little tail here that will go underneath your beads, and you can use your beads any sequence that you like. For me, we'll do black, a white, a red. You can do it black, white, red if you want, or you can do it black, white, red, white. Whatever combination that you prefer. Remember, these are yours.
So basically any 3 colors.
You can use any amount of colors you want. You know, as long as it's what pleases you. And
So just like paper crafting, there's absolutely really no rules.
There's
Unless you
no
just
rules.
get techniques, but
Yeah.
there's no rules.
no rules. It's whatever color pleases you, whatever looks good to you. I'm using size 8, but you can use size 6 beads. I find 8s are flexible enough that they don't catch on anything very well. And let's see, I think I want to do black, white, red, white with this. We'll see how it looks. You don't have to keep it that way. If you don't like it, you can change it. Getting it started is sometimes the hardest because you've got to get the little short end in. And sometimes it doesn't like to go in. Just gets a little fussy. And just put your beads on till you're finished with as long as you wanted. I like about 26 inches, but it doesn't have to be. And for me, it takes me maybe half hour to get all the beads the way I like them. It's not an instant project, but it's just enjoyable. And as you go along, to keep beads in place, to keep them from going wild, use a little bead stopper. A little bead stopper just keeps everything from falling off.
Very helpful.
Oh, yes.
Because it is so not fun to have a big old string of beads and you lose your grip on it and the whole thing goes flying on the floor.
Yeah.
And beads go everywhere.
Yes, I've cleaned up lots of beads. And the thing of it is, it's just a waste of beads. It's not just a waste of your time, but it's a waste of material too. And if you get say 3 or 4 sets of the beads on, you see if you like them. And if you don't like that pattern, well, if you take them off and redo it. I kind of like the red and white this way. It seems to set the colors just right.
I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, that's Alabama colors.
Well, like I said,
The Alabama fan might like those. The red and white with just a touch of black.
Yes. And if you're a Florida Gator, you can use orange and blue.
This is true.
What are some of the other schools? You said baby blue and...
Oh, no, that's our local high school.
Yes.
It has a blue that's not a lot different from the one of the gray there. It's a blue, a pale, almost a pale blue-gray kind of color, and white. And then, there's the college teams, the professional teams, everybody's got their colors. Mm-hmm. So if you're a fan, and you need readers or you use part-time glasses for any reason, even for sunglasses.
Oh, yes.
There is nothing worse than going to a game and getting all the way back to your car and realizing your sunglasses are missing. Because you're not going to hike all the way back to the stadium and you have like a snowball's chance in Hades of finding it even if you did go back. Because somebody will have seen them and said, wow, somebody left some nice glasses and take off with them. If they weren't prescription, they will go bye-bye. So, yeah, if you've got, and for children, they don't want to, you wouldn't make them this long for kids.
Oh,
but
no.
If you've got a child that wears glasses and they don't stay on their head good, or maybe they take them off and forget where they put them, they could use one of these around their neck. Because both my grandsons wear glasses, and I can think there are times, especially in the summer when it's hot, if they don't need the glasses for like what they're doing, if they only need them for distance, or they only need them for reading, or whatever the combination is that they have, and they want to take them off because of the heat or because they're in the swimming pool. I mean, it would keep up with goggles as well. Technically, you could hang them around the little strap pieces at the end and help your kid not lose their goggles when they're swimming.
Yes, because a kid's going to lose it.
There's lots and lots of uses for these.
Again, if you make your own, you could use any color you want. Or if you make them to sell them, you make a variety of colors. You make them for gifts for somebody you know that their colors are such and such.
And for your parent who suddenly has discovered they now need reading glasses, that can be a great little gift.
Yes.
Help ease the pain of realizing they got to put on reading glasses now.
And from somebody who now has to wear reading glasses, having them around your neck rather than, where did I lay those suckers down?
Because when they're made with, there's so many different colors, they can like blend into the environment ridiculously easy.
Oh, yes.
Everybody I know who wears those things has probably 10 pair of them around their house. And it's a matter of where, I have a particular place in every room I put them. And at some point in time, they'll find a pair somewhere.
Oh, sometimes even when you have a pair in every room, you still can't find them.
So, yeah, this can be something really, really fun and useful. And if you're doing beading for the first time, like I will be, this looks like a really easy beginning project.
It is. And useful.
Yeah. So you're not wasting your time. You're actually doing something that you could use for a Christmas gift or, any kind of thing. Think of your teachers, your kids' teachers, if they use glasses.
Yeah.
And they, don't use them all the time. This would be a great little gift for their teacher's Christmas gift or whatever, if they do that anymore.
Teacher Appreciation Day, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just your Sunday school teacher.
And there's any number of places that these would be really received well. And you all won't believe all the other stuff that she's got hanging around over here. We'll show you a couple of things when she's done. It's just, she makes the coolest stuff ever. And I just thought it would be fun for us to do something besides paper crafting. I've been promising you to try to figure it out. And we went and had fun having lunch today, dodging some big thunderstorms. And it just really, when we got back, we're looking at all this stuff she had laid out. And I'm like, so how about we do a video? So I just roped her into doing a video. I love it.
Yeah, you could show the bracelet I'm working on.
Oh, yeah.
This one.
That is gorgeous.
This one is a Miyuki Delica beads.
These are the tiniest beads.
Yeah,
guys.
they're tiny.
You just wouldn't believe how tiny these beads are. I mean, they don't even look like beads. When you look at it up close, they look like some kind of a fabric that's woven. They just, it's surreal that they're beads.
And they're
soft.
Yes, they are.
When you touch them, they're soft. I mean, when you handle the bracelet, it's like it has like this satiny finish to it. They're really cool.
They're small enough that they're very flexible. A very, very flexible fabric almost.
Yeah. So to me, it felt like cloth. It's so soft.
But they're so shiny.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw the sparkle on this, but it just literally sparkles. They're absolutely amazing.
And I'm very keen on, if you want to do it, go to online if you want to. Fire Mountain has really some great buys on their supplies.
They also have patterns that you can look at.
Oh, yeah.
All different kinds of stuff.
Fire Mountain is a great source.
You just click on it and start roving. And
tools.
they give you they can do the tools, and they give you the complete instructions. You can print stuff out, or you can do it from online. I mean, it's amazing what all Fire Mountain has.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know anything in the paper world that would compare to Fire Mountain. Sorry. I don't think there is anything, because the paper world comes in so many diverse ways, but this is like, dang, you can get some pretty stuff.
And it's at all price levels. If you just want to do inexpensive beads, they have inexpensive. If you want to really get into it and do some gemstone quality, Fire Mountain has gemstone quality also. It's just really I found a good source. Art beads is also good, but Fire Mountain is my favorite.
And how many years have you been beading?
15, 20, something like that.
What got you into beading?
A friend of mine, I had done a little years and years and years ago, and not only just a few beads, but a friend of mine and I went into a bead store. We were just looking around,
Not, right?
and they caught my eye. They were shiny things, like a crow, you know. Just,
yep, we collect shiny things.
and I thought, you know, this looks like fun. And I'm from Palm Beach County, Florida, and Palm Beach County, until just last year, had absolutely one of the most fantastic bead stores. They're online now, online only, but they had a regular store, and they just had all colors, all kinds, and you walked in and you say, oh, I want that, I want that, and I want that. They had instructors, patterns. It was fantastic. Once you get addicted, well, you're addicted. It's like, yeah. Oh, this is my drug of choice. And
I love how that little thing, you just clip it.
yeah, that little bead stopper, I love that thing.
Because it's like, okay, if one of the, the kitty Shadow that's sitting over here on the table, if Shadow got up and came over and came traipsing through it, even if it got knocked off, not one bead's going anywhere.
That's right.
Really cool.
And I have had that happen. I've had the cats, decimate my work.
Been there.
Those little darlings.
For me, Boots hops up on the desk a lot of times while I'm crafting, which we've had happen several times when I was filming. And he just kind of hops up and says, "Hi, I'm here, pet me," and flops his butt down, and you have to work around him.
Yes,
But
because
okay.
they don't care.
Yeah, but they are cute, and they're soft, and they're sweet.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just mischievous.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, about how much beads, like that's a huge tube of beads that you've got there.
Oh, I have no idea how many are in there, but these are a lot.
I mean, you could do probably 50 or 100 of those things out of those 3 tubes of beads. I don't know.
Well, you could probably do around 10 to 20.
That whole tube of beads? Oh.
Doesn't really take all that much.
No, I know. I was thinking you'd get more than 10 or 20 out of it.
Well, actually, I've never used a full set of beads, full thing of beads.
Oh, okay. So I guess it would just depend on...
That depends on how many, what size, what you're doing. And these beads are not even. These are inexpensive seed beads. They're not uniform.
So you have to kind of pick at them while
Yeah,
you're doing it. And
yeah.
make sure you don't grab one that's wonky.
Where the delicas are very uniform, very, very uniform. And that's why it's good for something like that.
Yeah,
Where
because if
these
those
are,
were wonky, you'd tell it all over the place.
yes, yes. But these, if you're just doing stuff like this, it doesn't matter. Even, let's see, this is regular seed beads. This is not delicas. That's just a seed beaded bracelet.
So how do you make that twist? I mean, that's cool as I'll get it. Lay it down flat on the thing so maybe people can see.
It's
You
just,
can see it's actually a spiral.
yeah, it is. And that's the way when you put the beads on, and it's a very, very simple stitch, very simple. And it's called a spiral stitch.
That is so cute.
And it's
So I mean,
very,
it can go from as simple as, you know, having like a bracelet that you're just basically stringing them on this way and having
Yeah.
your clasp. So this is a different kind. This one's not as, not quite as complex as that.
oh no, these are just a wire with just beads strung on it, period. Just nothing to it. Most of those are like that.
Yeah, several of these are here.
Ex-
What kind of beads are these? Are these
Came in a
paper
bunch.
beads?
Yes, those are paper beads.
I was going to say, look at this, guys. I'm the paper fiend, so.
Yeah, and
Isn't
these
that
is,
cute? Those are paper beads.
and this is just on one of these wires. Just
With a
set-
clasp and.
just a clasp. Just very simple, very
That's so
easy
cool.
to do. Keeps me out of trouble.
I'll say.
Which
You could sit down and do this for hours. If you've ever tried that diamond art, this is going to take no more patience than diamond art does, and you can wear this stuff.
yeah,
So I like it better because you can wear it instead of just looking at the
Well-
picture. Of course, not to say there's anything wrong with diamond art, but this is just fun to
where
make
are
people
those
wear it.
ear? There's a pair of earrings that I made for my mother. She wanted clip earrings because she didn't have pierced ears. So I just did, these are delicas again, plain peyote stitch. Just glued the little strips of peyote beads to the frame. Simple, very easy, very inexpensive to do. And again, you can do it any color that you want. I just happen to love that royal blue. And I've made her several different pairs and different patterns.
And they look really pretty on.
Oh
too.
yeah, they can just do anything with them. Let's see, we're at another white.
That amazes me. I mean, you're sitting here and you're able to sit and chat and everything and still follow your pattern.
That's because this pattern's the easy one. When you're just doing 3 colors and the repetitions, it's not hard to do. But when you get into some of the intricate patterns, you want to concentrate. You want to, depending on the stitch and the pattern, you want quiet.
Yeah.
Just like if you're doing your paper stuff, you know there are times that
Yeah, when I'm sitting down making something that's kind of complex, I need to sit down and focus and make sure I get the technique right. Because I don't want to do all that work and then get it to the very end and it don't work and be like,
yeah,
and
and
start over.
yeah, tearing out is not fun.
Yeah, I don't care what you're doing, tearing out's not fun, whether it's crochet or knitting or anything. Frogging is never good.
Is that what you call it?
In crochet, we call it frogging.
Oh, I just call it nasty words. Nasty
Insert
words.
lots of weird punctuation.
Yes, yes, lots.
Yeah. I love how quickly this is coming together too. Well, hi, Grayson. Gray kitty number 2.
What are you doing, Grayson? He doesn't want to smell your rear end.
He's like, but I'm stretching and looking all pretty. Surely he does. Shadow's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Go away.
Shadow says, I don't care.
Need nothing to do with you, kitty.
Child, you're just such a brat child. And the hardest part about this with these particular beads is picking ones that are fairly right size. You don't want them too skinny and you don't want them too fat.
Now, what is that piece of material that you're working on?
Oh, it's...
Is it just felt, or is it something
No, it's
special?
it's kind of like a little foam thing. They sell them at craft stores. There's 3 of these little mats in a package, and they're bead mats. They're specially made.
I have seen a bead mat thing that had like a little trough running.
Okay,
through
that's a bead tray.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know what it was called, but I've seen one of those before.
And that's if you're designing necklaces or bracelets, that can be a really good thing because you'll want each side.
Oh, I see. You'll be looking at, you want to have your symmetry if that's what
Yes.
you're after.
And
Not all patterns require symmetry, but some do.
well, if you're doing a necklace, you'll want more symmetry on some things. And you start in the center and work your beads outward.
Yeah. That way you can compare sizes and shapes and all that stuff.
And look at it to say, oh, yeah, I like this bead, goes well with that. This bead looks terrible.
And then as you're going through your beads, you're like, ooh, I gotta find a place for this one. So, yeah.
I had a bead mat, but I don't know what I did with it. For a while, I wasn't doing much beading.
No, just being the most prolific sewer I've ever met.
I've got to do something. That's one thing I cannot just do nothing. I've got to.
How many quilts would you guess that you have made?
Quilt tops, probably a couple dozen. Quilts themselves, 8, 10, maybe, that I've made and given away.
That's amazing.
I think I've kept a couple of them.
I do hope that the people that you gave them to understand the preciousness and the beauty of them.
Mostly it's been for babies.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
In that case, in my world, if they get used to the point that they're falling apart, they were a good gift. My daughter's baby blanket, it was the very first quilt I ever made. And it was lame as all get out. It was just a bunch of squares. It about half killed me to get the rows lined up and stuff. I didn't know anything about sewing at all. I mean, nada. It took me forever to pick out the fabrics. And then I cut the squares, and I realized much later on, like years later, I realized, because I had gotten away from quilting and then I came back to it. And it was like, I realized, oh my gosh, what a fiasco. I didn't have, some of the fabrics I chose were horrible. I mean, they really were not good quilting fabrics at all. Stuff with really loose weave, so that it would like, try to fray all the time on you. I mean, oh my gosh. But I had nobody giving me any instruction.
Well, I have a great-granddaughter. One of my great-granddaughters is expecting in August, and I've got her quilt top made. I just now have to put it together. And I think it's going to be really pretty. In fact, it's on the ironing.
Which one is it?
And one's on the ironing board. Should be on the top at white with different colors on it.
one you want? That one or the one with the little unicorn?
The one with the little unicorn's going to be the back of it.
Oh, how cute. And this is actually super soft material. What is this?
Flannel. It's flannel.
I thought it felt like flannel. When we're done making the bead thing, I'll show you guys this thing. It's absolutely lovely. I just love how you make these patterns and you make them look so easy.
That's a very simple pattern called Jacob's Ladder. The thing what really makes a pattern pop is your color. You could use the same pattern over and over again, but when you use different colors, it makes all the difference.
You have got really good taste in colors too. I've seen so many of her quilts. They're like unbelievable. And they're just, I mean, they just speak to you. And this little fabric on the back is going to be so cute. This fabric is so, is this like a baby flannel or something? I mean,
Yeah,
it is so soft.
Yeah, it's from Joann's when Joann's was with us.
Joann's,
yeah. And
we all mourn Joann's, trust me.
Yeah, very much so, very much so.
Because Joann's, honestly, in our area, Joann's was the only real fabric shop at all within 50 miles of us. So it was a loss for our area, for real.
We do have one small quilt store. And
Where is that? I've heard of that.
God, not knowing the area very well. Gizzard Street.
It's
in Tullahoma.
Is it Grizzard Street? I think I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Grizzard. I've heard of that. I'm going to have to look that up then. We'll have to go pay them a visit.
And it's they sell more machines and quilting services than actual material. The material selection is small.
Now, in Chapel Hill, several years ago, last time I've been to Chapel Hill anyway, which is down by Henry Horton State Park, there is a quilting shop there that does have a really extensive fabric collection, if they're still open. I mean, that was pre-pandemic was the last time I went there, so I don't even know if they're still open or not, but that would be a fun road trip for us to take.
No, a fun road trip would be for us to have pockets full of money and head down to Palm Beach County.
Okay, I agree. I totally agree. Leave the cats, dogs, and horse in good care of people and go play.
There is a fabric shop down there called Quilt-A-Bit. It's in Green Acres on 10th Avenue and Jog Road. There's a shopping center, and it has got a fantastic selection of fabric. And very, very nice.
You walk in with an unlimited budget and you come out smiling.
And broke.
And broke. Broke, but smiling.
I was in there for the first time, and I looked around and I saw a lot of material I liked, but I didn't see what I was actually looking for. It was just kind of exploratory. And I was about to walk out the door, and this little voice in my head, wherever, said, "Over here, I'm over here." I turned and looked, and there was my fabric.
I love it.
It was just there, and I said, "Yes."
Thank you, I'll have that.
I did.
I love it when craft supplies call to you.
And
they do sometimes.
And I made a quilt. Let's see if I can pick it up. I made one for my daughter-in-law. And let's see, gallery.
This girl is a great lady to be related to, I gotta tell you. You get some neat stuff.
Oh, let's see. All right, come on now. of the quilts I have made, I have given away. Oh.
That's awesome. They get to go create a life out there somewhere.
Yeah,
It's like rehabbing an animal and setting it free to go have its life, you know?
oh, I don't think I ever showed you this. That was my husband and I when we were younger.
Oh my God. You did good. He's a very handsome gentleman.
Yes, he was. But he was
Very much so.
he was a character. He was a character. Come on. No, that's bags. Oh my God, I got so much stuff.
You're like me, you need to sit down and create some albums out of them and organize all that crap.
I'm coming into where it should be. Oh, yeah. When I was new here. Alrighty, come on now. Oh, my first winter here. And it snowed. It was so pretty.
Until you have to go do stuff in it, and then it gets a little old after a while. I love snow. I mean, I grew up in Knoxville, so I love snow.
Well, I know what you mean. I grew up in Ohio, and we had snow. Lord, we had snow.
Yeah, y'all have way more snow than me. My only thing with the snow is going out and keeping the ice out of the trough and replacing the cat's water 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 times a day because it keeps freezing. I have to bring the one bowl in, let it start thawing the ice out of it, and rotate them back and forth with, I usually do 2 or 3 bowls, rotating them because they keep freezing.
Okay, that's my dad. Yes, there it is.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, open that up on full screen and show the layout out there, and we'll see if people can see it.
Oh,
Is that the snail's trail?
yes, it was Snail's Trail with the, you can see the pattern one with the background, and I made that for my daughter-in-law.
Good on her. That's awesome. That is absolutely beautiful.
That was one of my first ones. Mind you, I didn't start with the easy shit. I had to pick something that was...
Yeah, you sound like me. I didn't...
And there's the material.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Then, like I said, they just called me. I'm over here. I'm over here.
No wonder that is absolutely gorgeous. It flips sideways.
Yeah. But it's...
So yeah, you're going to be doing all kinds of creativity fabric-wise also with this.
This I made for my boss. She also liked to sew.
Flip it around. I don't know what that is. That's not something.
Okay.
What is it?
It's a little luncheon table, but I made that as a pin cushion. And you could
How cute.
put your little notions in there.
That is adorable.
I'll just find something in a thrift store, put it together, glue it together.
Yep. Make it something fun.
That's what I do for fun. And Right there is another one of my quilts I made for my dad.
That is not an easy pattern.
That is such a simple pattern.
Really?
It looks hard.
Yeah, it does. Look at this. Shut that open. And I hope you'll be able to see it,
It looks very, very, very hard, but it's very, very simple.
That is gorgeous. I've always wondered how you made one of those. Actually, you'll have to tell me how the pattern works, because I've never made one of those before.
Very simple. It's just the colors. The way the colors are put that makes it look like it's 3D.
Yeah, and it does. That really was a good color combination.
And I made that for my dad before he passed.
It's really wild.
But that's, again, that's, you can see where 1, 2, 3, 4 certain size, the half square triangles, and a large piece in the center. That's it.
That sounds so easy. How it looks not so easy is amazing.
That's the nice thing about quilting. You can make it look very, very, very difficult, and it be so simple. It's in some ways like a lot of crochet stitches. They look like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do that. And you do it and you say,
Wow,
man, that was easy. What was I so afraid of?
Yeah.
Come on now. Let go. Let go. Love these little bead stops.
Your doctor may recommend screening for certain HPV-related cancers. Routine cervical cancer screenings are still needed. You shouldn't get Gardasil 9 if you're allergic to the vaccine, its ingredients, or yeast.
What's he bitching about?
What little one?
The most common side effects include injection site reactions, headache, fever, nausea, dizziness, tiredness, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sore throat. Fainting can also happen. Help protect yourself against.
But you just put these beads on till it's as long as you want it. And then you put the other end on. And that's basically all this is. And when you finish, you've got something that, like I said, you can make a great gift or handy for yourself.
Or the spouse who constantly asks you, well, have you seen my glasses?
I'm gonna staple them to your head.
Because there is, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a spouse or your kids, everybody that you're trying to ask, have you seen my glasses?
Hey, I asked
the same response.
I asked myself that. That's why I've got 4 or 5 pairs of glasses around the house.
Yeah. I'm happy to wear mine in my eyeballs.
Well, when I was wearing contacts, I was too. I loved my contacts.
No, but did you do the monovision?
Or
one eye is distance and one eye is reading?
I started out at 14 wearing contacts.
Oh, okay. You were old school then.
Oh, I started with the hard contacts, had soft contacts. I
tried
had
the hard ones. I could not get them to work for nothing.
When I got astigmatism, I had to go to the gas permeables.
Mm-hmm. I remember those because I have astigmatism.
And finally, when my mom passed, one of her things was take care of your eyes. So I went and had LASIK surgery done on them. Well, I was at the age I was getting cataracts. Doctor said, yeah, you're getting cataracts. It's normal. And I said, well, can I have LASIK done too? And he said, yeah, sure. Went to the clinic down in Boca Raton, Florida. And what took the time was getting in there, getting prepped, getting the medicines to put you to sleep, to dull your eyes. The surgery was done in less than 5 minutes. It's bam, bam, bam. And the next day, when I could finally take the bandage off, I had 20/20 vision in the eye that was operated on. Went back 2 weeks later, they did the other one. I had 20/20 vision.
That's amazing.
Went from I couldn't see shit to, oh Lord, there's dirt on the floor.
I didn't see that before. Where was that?
Yeah.
Were you there yesterday?
That's about what I said to my son. I said, I'm seeing things I didn't see before. I didn't notice it. Well, I couldn't see it. How can you notice something you just can't see?
So true.
But it was one of the best things I've ever did for myself, was get my eyes done. And if at all possible, if you need it and can get it done, I recommend it. It has been liberating in many, many ways. Although I still wake up and reach over for glasses.
Some old habits die hard.
Oh, yes.
Even after decades. It's like a muscle memory. I have done that on occasion, even with my contacts. You know, because for years I wore glasses. I tried the hard contacts and couldn't do them. I just could not do them. They were just too uncomfortable.
Well, when I started wearing contacts, that's all there was.
Yeah, same here. There wasn't anything but the hards. That's all you could get. And I just could not tolerate them. So I went back to glasses and hated them for years.
Oh, God, yes.
Went back to the, once the, the softer lenses for astigmatism existed, I tried them again and never looked back. When I got to where I needed bifocals, we went to the monovision. Left eye for me is distance, right eye is reading. And you just see a different way.
Yeah,
Easy as pie once you adjust to it. I don't even think about it anymore.
well, you don't. And it's just,
You're seeing them 24, every time, all your time you're awake, so.
and the advances in optometry, it's just been wonderful, wonderful.
A lot more options.
Oh, yeah. And just, I'm so glad that I live now rather than 50, 60 years before as an adult.
Yeah. For a long, long time, there wasn't anything like that available.
No. Come on, get your little butt in there.
That's going really fast.
Not looking too bad either.
Mm-hmm.
I think I chose the right combination.
So anybody that wants to try it, they just need to go. Now, will they need a needle with that wire?
No, with this they don't. You can see the wire, the end of the wire is stiff enough to go through the hole.
I noticed the needle over on the little bracelet.
Oh, that's because with those you definitely have to have a needle.
And you're still using wire when you're doing those, or used to?
No, that is, that particular thread is Fireline, which is stronger than what normally is used for that because a bracelet has a lot of stress on it.
Oh, okay.
Earrings is usually done with nylon thread. Called I like one that's called Nymo. and it's a very thin thread. Because earrings don't have a lot of stress on them, it doesn't matter. But I wanted the bracelet to have a little strength to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm running out of white that I consider wide enough. Some with these particular inexpensive seed beads, a lot of them aren't very wide.
Mm-hmm.
And it does take more to do your project because they're not big. That's just how they are. So I pick through them and use the ones that are widest.
What do you do with the ones that you don't want to use?
Find something else for them.
Oh, okay.
There's different uses. Sometimes you want a narrow bead.
So at some point in some project you want them to be more narrow, so you'd be setting the other ones aside.
Yep. It just depends on what each project is, what each piece of artwork, and that's what it is. It's an art. Anytime you're doing a craft, it is an art. That's all there is to it. And that's one of the things that makes humans distinct from other critters is we do have art. And when you get
coming together really nicely.
okay, let's put some more on here.
It's getting close.
Yep.
She just took it and flipped it over her head, her neck, to see how long it was hanging down front. And if you have any uncertainty about that, you know, take your string. You can either do one of two things. You can take your string and put it around your neck, or your wire, put it around your neck and then pull it down and see how far it's going to sit on your neck. And that way make sure, you know, put your glasses on your, you know, thing where the little connectors would be, and see if that feels like it'll be appropriate size. Or you can just sit down and measure it according, you know.
And each person, if you're making for yourself, make it to where it's comfortable for you. And each person has a different spot that it's comfortable. What might be a good length for you is, oh, I don't like that. Some people like them short, some people like them long. Just like pants.
Figure out what fits best for you.
Yes, and that's one thing about doing things for yourself. If you make something for you, it's what you want. It's what you like. It is totally custom. And you can. Someone says, "Oh, that is so nice." Yes, and it's custom made. You don't have to tell them you made it. It's been custom made for you.
And with your different, like if you're working and you use your glasses at work and you wear a lot of different, you know, you're in a professional position, you can actually sit down and get different kinds of beads and make beads to go with all of your outfits.
Oh, yes.
You know, and make that an accessory like you would any other piece of jewelry.
Well, that's basically what it is. I have 2 or 3 that I wear that I like. But you're right, and it is an accessory. And with the ends that I use that come off, changing your glasses holder, nothing to it.
Yeah. And you can make those literally out of any kind of bead.
Oh yeah, you can use larger beads if you want. I would not suggest anything smaller. Size 8/0 is about the smallest bead I would use. Beads, the higher the number, the smaller the bead. And you would definitely not want to use a 15 because you'd have to use a microscope to even see the bead to use it.
That would be
Well,
outrageous.
yeah, well, 15s are very tiny, and they're...
What do you do with those?
This is an 11. Now, when I edge it, I'll use a 15 for the edging.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. You just run right into the table there.
And then I wanted to use the silver for 15s on the edge, but Fire Mountain is out of them.
Oh,
They are sold out of the 15 silvers.
That's wild.
Yes, it is. I've never seen them.
There we go.
Now
That is well on its way to being finished.
yes, we don't have much more till we get to the end. Yes, you may be eating late tonight, but you're going to eat. I'm not going to starve you, honest. Are you sure about that? Again, let's see. All right, now I've just about got it as long as I wanted. And I put it about chest high. Yeah, that would be right. With the ends. Put one more set, or maybe two more. Take up for where the bead holder was.
So what's the spoon for?
Oh,
Been looking at that thing all evening going,
that is one of the handiest little things. Came with a bunch of beads.
mm-hmm.
When you're done,
Oh my
you
word.
scoop them up.
Oh, how easy. Okay,
Yeah.
You're right. That's super handy. That is super handy.
I don't even remember what set it came with. But I thought,
That is a really cool little toy.
yes, it is. Love that little sucker. Now, we are on the end. Pick up the crimp bead.
Is that actually a whole bead and you're just going to squish it flat or what?
Yep. And loop it back through to where you've got both ends coming in, and you just adjust it down. You want to bring it to the, pulled out the wrong one. It's being a little bratty right now.
However, he never used his name in a scientific journal, and Velociraptor quickly became the official name for this creature. Henry Fairfield Oswald recognized that this dinosaur would have been a speedy predator.
So in the same way that you put the second one through, when in the beginning of the thing, to fix this, you're going to have to run that second piece down through those last beads that are on there.
Yes, I can cut it off too, so don't have to run that much.
Okay.
And just bring it to it kind of tightens up. Got your ring on here.
Move over this way just a little bit. I don't think we're in the screen. Thank you.
And just pull it down till you don't have to have a large loop here.
So basically you get it down good and then you use that tool again?
Yep. And you want to run your end back through, 5-10 beads, however many that you think will hold it securely. Come on now.
The specimen discovered in the Gobi Desert in 1923. And the Velociraptor
It's just being a little pain.
I'm trying to move this over so it can catch you.
The two species are
It's
very
okay.
similar. The Velociraptor
And it takes a little finagling.
discovered in another
You might have to do it several times.
formation.
So you're having to put it through those extra beads too.
Yeah. Put it through several beads. So it just kind of doesn't cut off right there. You want a little spare, a little slack.
Just trying to figure out getting this.
Glasses keep slipping down my nose. Got this.
The one annoyance about glasses.
Yeah. Easier to work with when you don't have quite as much that you have to play with.
Dinosaurs like the Dinochirus, Bachyceratops, and Barzbovia. So what are the differences between
And again, it's mostly just playing with it, getting it to where you think it'll work good. And I'll see it's gone through 5 beads, 6 beads, 5, 6 beads. Pull it through.
Velociraptor mongoliensis and Velociraptor osmolskae to classify the latter as a new species. For example, there are differences in the serration and structure of the teeth.
Tighten it up so it doesn't have to be snug, but just to where it whoops. Come on now, let's.
Between the Bayan-Mandana and Jadocta formations. Some theorize that the two species lived at the same time, but were separated by some form of geographical barrier. But this isn't a theory widely subscribed to.
You want a little slack, but you don't want a whole lot of slack.
Velociraptor was a small theropod, the type of dinosaur who walks on 2 hind legs and has 3-toed limbs. It was about 1.8 meters long, about 5'9", and stood about
Pain in the butt.
about 1'6" similar sizes to a large turkey or a coyote, and about 1/3 the height of the average adult. A lightweight creature, weighing between 7 and 15 kilograms. But mighty things can come in small packages.
Not exactly sure which.
The Velociraptor had clawed hands and feet. The 3 claws on its hands were large and flexible.
Okay.
They walked on
And you get it adjusted to what you want, what size loop you want, and you're happy with it. You take the crimp tool. You can either crimp it with the old-fashioned way with pliers, and that's not normally a very neat looking, or you have a crimper and you just squeeze it and that sets it.
So now it's not going to fall apart.
No, now it won't fall apart. Now we're going to put on the ends. You have to find out where the where the joint is on your rings here, on your jump rings. You take your 2 pliers and you pull it apart, one way, one another.
So you're not pulling it apart so that you're spreading it. You're pulling it apart front to back.
Yeah, sideways motion. And that way you can put it right back. And just make sure it's closed. Cut off this tail. Oh, come on now. You got one end done. Now, let's see this other end. Again, we go through the, find where the split is on the jump ring.
Not because you scored a goal, but because you achieved a goal. With 500,000 visitors and counting, find a park near you at BlueCrossHealthyPlaces.com.
Nothing tops a trip to Cedar
Just
Point.
turn it.
Cool off right next to the lake.
Add that.
Next to the action. Do it all.
Twist it back. And I like to use these lobster claws so you can, when the time comes and the rubber wears out, you just change them. Come on now. I have no nails and it's just...
Pointed teeth in its upper and lower jaws, but not a beak like some members of
See, there's the joint.
intimidating serration with sharp edges on each individual.
And again, if the rubber thing wears out, you don't have to throw away your whole bead set. Just change the end.
Velociraptor's knife, similar to a Tyrannosaurus rex.
There, you have
The teeth
completed project.
also curved backwards,
That is so cool.
which was convenient for gripping
So now that'll fit any adult.
from the skin.
Oh yeah,
And then if you have a child,
make
you
a
would just take a piece of yarn or, well, not yarn, yarn's not good, it's stretchy, but a piece of, tape measure or whatever, and put it around their neck to about where, take their glasses, kind of put it about where you would want it to hang,
yeah.
and then mark your measurement, and you'll know how long to make it for a child, because every person's different.
Oh yeah, yeah. And some people want it longer, some people want it shorter. If you're doing it for yourself, it's whatever you want. If you're doing it for a gift, I would say about 26 inches for an adult, maybe 20 for a child. Start with that and see if that works. That's pretty much normal.
These are also really, really cute for if you have a toddler or a young child who needs glasses and they are forever taking them off or dropping them or whatever. This would be a great way to help keep up or help them not lose them all the time.
Or if you really, really, really want to do for a small child, I want to get a loom and make beaded headbands, but you can take a beaded headband and put ends on them and use them for a child's glasses.
That's cool. Like for
And
a
they-
toddler or whatever? Or
Yeah,
an
for a
infant?
small person.
Yeah.
Even for an adult that don't want them hanging around their neck, but they want them on their head more. I saw the loom I wanted. It's about $75, so it's going to have to wait a little while. But there's always a possibility of getting it. You never can tell.
Yep. So thank you very much for being a wonderful guest and friend and showing us how to do this. If you're interested in more jewelry or, all different kinds of stuff like that, send a like, comment, whatever. And we are delighted to bring you a different craft for once. So I'm still working behind the scenes on paper stuff, don't worry. And I do not know what that noise is. Did you hear that? I just heard something.
Oh.
I think it's outside.
Yeah, it's probably dog.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I heard something odd. I didn't recognize that sound. Anyway, next week, this will be Mayday Monday for June the whatever Monday is. I don't even know. 8th? Something like that. I'm not sure. Whatever day Monday is. So, happy Mayday Monday, and we will see you soon. Take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.